you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig the dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Donnie Jones, she the one you wanna see. Donnie Jones Live, this is where you wanna be. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey, welcome to Donnie Jones Live, this week's version of Donnie Jones Live with me, Donnie the Tree Lady.
And that guy, Marty McFly, which is I. Yeah,
You is.
It's
Marty
me, it's me.
McFly.
What's going
happening?
on?
What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. Let's do
Welcome to a
our
new-
shows.
Yes.
You know what? That might be why, and I know I'm giving out too much information, but that might be why some of our shows that we've been trying to do have been messing up because we haven't started off our toast.
Exactly.
You know,
have
with
to
our
have a
Don's
toast.
Tree Service
Exactly.
mugs and everything.
But let people know we are toasting with coffee, y'all. There's nothing in these mugs other than coffee.
Unfortunately.
Unless he spiked his. So I don't know.
Well, we're going to wait till the end of the show and see. We do take a halftime break, every once in a while we take we'll be right back. I'm going to see if I can make this some holy coffee.
Oh my God.
With some communion juice in it.
I don't think we want communion coffee. That's
Why
not a
not?
thing.
You say
That's
do it
not-
and do it often.
Yeah.
So I'm a communion
I'm just gonna
often.
hurt him.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna hurt him.
Lord.
Well, did you have communion this last Sunday? Because that was wait a minute, I
Actually,
don't know. I get
because we
mine
do it
confused.
we're virtual right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't. But we are going to be doing it
But
soon.
you can do it virtual.
Right, but I
Because you
just
can
said I
just
didn't.
bless them over the TV screen
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then.
but see, that's not how you usually do it.
Right.
But what we have done in the past, I have people have come to the church and picked up their communal cups and stuff.
Yeah.
Where we have the wafer and the juice and everything together in it. And either I'll commune it there while they come through drive-through, or they'll take it back.
Did you
and
say drive-through?
Yeah. Drive-through communion. What?
Okay. And for
No.
those of you that don't know that are checking out our show, once again, I am Donnie the Tree Lady, and
And
this
I
is Marty
am
McFly.
Pastor Marty McFly.
But he's a pastor.
Right.
And he's a pastor here in beautiful East Point, Georgia, in Atlanta. And the name of his church is St. Mark Lutheran. So a lot of times you'll hear us joke, but he is
But this is
seriously
these
is
ain't
a
jokes.
pastor. They're not jokes.
Right. No, and seriously, we have drive-through communion. We've been having that because of the pandemic.
Right.
People weren't coming into the church.
Okay.
So we'll bless the elements and everything, and you come to the church. You drive through. Give you a blessing. I may pray for you and give you the element, and you go and you do what you want.
I've got a funny story about communion.
Okay.
I don't really go to church.
You don't go to
much
church at all.
I am a spiritual
all.
person. I believe in God. I believe in higher power.
Yeah,
But
she don't go at
after that
all.
election, you know what?
At all.
I'm a
Sorry.
hurt.
She didn't even
him.
come to my installation.
That
She was
is-
like, I love you. But I
I
get
do
my
love
forehead
him.
starts sweating when I go to church. It just
Not
don't work
true.
like that.
I love church. I
Right.
just got to find a new one. But
Right.
I'm part of your church.
Yeah, you are
it's
part of my
just,
church.
I'm-
She did join the church about 2 or 3 years ago. Last time she been.
Okay, am I gonna get to tell my story?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so anywho, I have a funny communion story.
Okay.
So I went out of town to visit some friends, and I've never been to the type of church that we went to. I won't name the denomination, but communion time came around, and there was a lady that got up. She was one of the pastors or ministers in the church, and she blessed the communion cup or whatever. And I was like, okay, she said communion, where the little wafers, where the little
up here.
thingies, So I'm waiting for the little wafers with the little cup, right? They get us the little wafers, but I'm like, where's the little cup little grape juice, right? And then all of a sudden, she raises her hands, people stand up. And then people start walking towards the stage, and the pastor hands them
The common cup.
Yes.
Yes.
And people are straight up drinking
They
out of this
sip it
thing.
and they wipe and they turn it and they give it to you.
We're visitors, and me and my family, we look at each other like,
Yeah.
dude, I ain't doing that,
Yeah. Yeah.
It got to us, and we were like, we didn't know what to do. So my daughter, she was like, this is like 4 or 5 years ago. So we just started crossing our, chest or just bowing, just to look like, okay, we want to be reverent and respectful, but we ain't doing that. But we didn't realize it, and we had got in line. So you don't get in line for communion and then refuse communion.
Well,
So we just kind of smiled and just kept walking. So we
right.
just sit back down.
So.
But she did wipe
next
it
time-
after each drink.
Yeah. But for next time, so
Okay.
what you do is, it's called by intention. So that
Okay.
wafer You take the wafer up there and you dip the wafer in the cup.
No, I saw people do that.
Yeah.
But that means they finger.
You don't put
went
your
into
finger.
your-
You don't put the.
No, Marty.
Okay. So again, the views of this program is between me and Donnie. And I'm going to say this again because first she laughed at me when I said, "Yo, we do drive-through communion. We
Okay.
give you the whole
Yeah.
thing." She, yeah, really? Because when I
Okay.
went to church, they was dipping out. Their finger gonna be in there.
Okay.
Now I ain't gonna drink. But that's why, because you have different options. But
Okay.
before the pandemic, those are the two options.
And this
'cause people
was before
didn't-
the pandemic.
right? Because people, I don't feel comfortable, drinking
Yeah.
out the cup, and everybody else gotta.
But nobody do.
Right. Well.
And I saw black people and white people. It was a multicultural church. I'm like, dude, we don't do that.
Some people do that, and that's why they do it. It's a part of the tradition and theology
Okay.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a part of understanding you're drinking the blood of Jesus, and
That's how
that.
coronavirus got started. I'm just messing with
So
you.
anyway, it's called. So if anybody's listening,
Yes.
and you go to a church and you
Yes.
see them have a cup up there, just take your wafer, your bread, dip it in the juice. Don't put your thumb and your fingers in there.
Okay, question.
And then-
Let's think real life.
Right.
What if they one of them people with them long nails? And then there might be stuff up under their
Well,
nail,
well,
and then it
it's-
get in the juice, and
Here's
it's
the thing.
floating around in the juice.
Here's the thing.
And
If
then,
you are a conscious pastor
Yes.
or lay leader, then you will substitute the big cup for the
Yeah.
small little ones, the individual ones.
Okay.
Everybody doesn't have the big cup. So like with us, I don't share the big cup.
Yeah.
It's the little bitty containers,
Yeah.
or it's the self-contained vessels by themselves. So
Yeah.
I give them the option because I do
Yeah.
think of that, because I can't tell. Shaniqua, would you please cut your nails before first Sunday? We know you was scratching. I saw you scratching.
Okay, no. We're not getting into scratching because
What with those long nails? You scratching something.
scratching something,
I don't care if
that's
they
why I
have that
said-
one fingernail scratching the little spot in the top of their head. I see that looks so funny. They got that one, trying to get that one little itch because they just got their hair done.
Yeah.
Braiding
Oh, my favorite is when they be banging their
Yeah,
head. I'm
I
like,
see it.
why you gonna put something in your
They
head?
just start patting it.
and start patting your head because it's hurting.
Yeah, but
Don't
it's
do
itching.
that.
Yeah, it would have put that stress and that tension on it.
Yeah.
When you get your hair twisted up, it don't ever itch at
and
all.
Let me tell you why.
Why?
Let me tell you why.
Juices
Okay, this
and
is
berries.
this is not for you. Okay, this is for the women. Well, I guess it could be men or women. One of the issues I have in our community is that we are so dead set on putting another woman's hair in our head weave. I'm not gonna fight with you about this, but what you can do, because I'm not gonna fight with y'all about this, you're not gonna call the station, which if you do have a comment, you call 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-DONI. So we're not gonna fight about it, but here's what I'm gonna tell you to do. When I go get my natural locks that have grown out of my head long, retwisted, I do not let people put tension on my scalp. I do not let people twist my hair really tight. I have literally been at the salon and the lady went to twist my hair and it was too tight. And I said, don't twist my hair that tight, right? She did it again, twisted it tight. I was like, ma'am, how much do I owe you? And she's like, oh, I'm not finished. I was like, oh, yeah, you are. I was like, I've asked you twice now. Do not twist my hair tight. You did it. I was like, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to pay you for this session so you don't lose money. And I'm gonna find somebody that will listen to me. And I got up and I left. That literally happened to me. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's a problem with baldness from weaves and from tension on our scalps. And one of the reasons is because as black women and women that wear weaves and stuff, which I don't, because I'm not gonna put another woman's hair on my head, because even if I was tight and nappy with really short hair, it would be beautiful to me. I would love it. So I'm saying this to say, do not let people put tension on your scalp because it causes baldness.
Okay.
Bam, next point.
Now, I just say this, the views, again,
Yeah.
of this show. Don't hold it against the station.
Yeah.
Call Donnie.
Call
Because I'm
Donnie.
going to say it like this. Before I was married, I woke up with a lot of people that need some weave. Okay?
No, there's not, if that's what you want to do.
No. Some of them y'all need some weave. Okay? Halloween is over.
Nobody needs weave.
Oh, yeah, some of y'all
Okay,
need
if
weave.
you're a cancer patient and you want to get it or something like that, a wig
If
or
your
something
hair
like
look
that.
like Chucky's, you might want to put somebody
you
else's
weren't-
in
no,
there.
as women, let me tell you something. I was
If you
watching
got
an old
patches,
movie from
yeah.
weave. I was
Or
watching an
whatever
old
it
movie.
might be.
I was watching
It could be
an
some
old-
ringworm up there in the forehead. I don't know. I'm just
Then you
saying.
get it treated.
You get it treated and put some
It's
weave
a-
in and cover that patch
Anywho,
up.
I was watching an old movie and it had, it was like from the 60s, 50s, 60s, and it was a African American film. And do you know, I noticed, now they may have had on wigs, I don't know, maybe they didn't, but all of the women had their hair nice and done up and stuff like that, and they weren't necessarily all wearing wigs. I ain't got a problem with wigs, but weaves, whole nother story. But even with wigs and stuff, I don't think we need to learn to take care of our hair.
Well, let me ask you this, okay? And we might not have a lot of time to get into it.
Talk about this.
But it is, I'll say a two-edged sword, because I want people to feel good about themselves.
I want them to feel good.
But at the same time, know that you have your own natural beauty.
You do.
But I won't say, okay, well, don't put in weave, but put on makeup.
I can't say, why are you trying to say that? Why are you trying to say that? I do not normally wear makeup, you guys, but today I have makeup on.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm sorry, we're on radio, so people don't even see your face. I'm just saying, one side of it is like, okay, I can understand, helping yourself look better. Yeah. And then the other side is like, well, no, that's wrong. So I'm just saying, first thing, have personal self-esteem of like, I look beautiful regardless.
And that's the key.
And that's the biggest part of it. So I'm not going to say, well, you something's wrong with your mind because you're putting in some weave. No, baby girl, if that makes you look better.
No, I've got a friend of mine. She wears weave sometimes, but she's also the type of woman, she will rock her natural hair and feel just as good and just as beautiful with or without. What I'm saying is there's a large portion of our community, and there's been studies done on this, ain't no hypothetical stuff.
Right.
Large portions of our community, our women feel they don't look as good without that weave in their head.
Okay, let's go even farther than that, because a lot of people in our community, in our society, they have these processes in their hair. I'm saying the perm in their hair that burns their hair, that does that. And it's like, but sometimes that's more of a pass.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, but let's not,
well, it's not just weave, but you're right.
Yeah,
even with the relaxers and stuff. Right. One of the reasons why we started to do relaxers was because it looked more European. Even if you have really dark skin, to us it looked better because it didn't look nappy. And there's nothing wrong with nappy.
Some of that stuff.
Okay, we ain't
you
talking
don't
about
you try to rub your fingers through that hair and you start giving that kickback.
I had planned on talking about something else.
Kickback.
I'm gonna hurt him.
No.
We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. You are listening to Donnie Jones Live. I'm Donnie the Tree Lady.
I'm Marty McFly. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live.
Hey guys, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. We are an Atlanta-based tree service serving all of Metro Atlanta. And you know what? We proudly serve the underserved. And not only that, when we cut down your trees, we don't charge extra for cleaning up. So give us a call at 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE. Check out Don's Tree Service online or at www.donstree.com.
Don's Tree Service.
Hey, this is Marty McFly. Now, if you've listened to the show, there's not a secret. I'm a minister. I'm actually a pastor of a church, a wonderful church in East Point, Georgia, called St. Mark Lutheran Church. And what I want to do is invite you to one of our services, or any of our services. See, our service is online, on YouTube, and it's free. You ain't got to pay for it. You ain't even got to do offering. But I invite you to share with me in worship, and just check it out. If you like it, subscribe. And you can actually send me a message or a question. But it's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer. You can actually log on right now and have church with me. That's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer.
Hi, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Get your copy of this inspiring book by Donnie Jones, entitled From Failure to Fabulous. Available now on Amazon and DonnieJonesLive.com.
It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live. Donnie Jones Live.
Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live, where I'm gonna choke Marty.
Why? Don't choke me. Choke that girl with that nappy.
This is what he said going into the break. He said,
"Yep.
Some people need some in their head because I don't want to be touching all that nappy stuff."
I don't.
What, Marty? What is wrong with nappy hair? That's why women are going around doing this kind of stuff to their head.
Hold on. I didn't say get a process. Just comb the hair,
comb,
brush the
but
hair.
there's comb and brush.
Right,
There you
right.
go.
I'm saying if you ain't combing it, you
And
ain't
brushing
brushing it.
it,
It's
yeah.
It's just like solid. You can't even get
But
a
okay,
finger
can
in
you
there.
back up? Okay, Marty,
Just
I'm gonna have to call you out a little bit.
Put some love into that
Marty.
head. That's
I'm
all.
gonna have to call you out a little bit.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
For those of you that are listening on the radio, you won't understand what I'm saying, but if you go online and check us out on YouTube, you'll see a picture of Marty.
Yes.
Marty is a very high yellow gentleman with curly, fine, curly. You can literally run your fingers through his hair.
Yep.
With or without product,
Yep.
okay? There are some women in our community, my mom included, a couple of my sisters included, okay, that have the type of hair, even if it's a cute little natural or whatever, you can't just stick your fingers in there and run it through because that's just not the type of hair they have. There's nothing wrong with that. My hair is natural and I do have a similar curl pattern as yours.
No, you don't.
So when I said similar, not the same. We know there's much more white in you than there is in me. But
No,
anywho,
there's a lot more white in
see
you.
how Hasidity he is? Oh, that is so
Let that
wrong.
go. We just gonna let that one go.
That go. Happily so. So anyway, you do know we're on religious stations, right?
Yeah, that's what we get ratings.
We're gonna let that go.
Yeah.
So anywho, what I'm saying, you made me forget my dang thought. So anywho, going back to that, so you can run your fingers through my hair when I don't
Yes.
have locks. But I'm saying, like you mentioned that touching your woman's hair,
Right.
you don't want to be touching all that nappy stuff. Before I started growing my locks out, my husband used to put his hands in my hair and touch my scalp and, and touch my hair and stuff like that. Whether it was natural or you know what.
Well, I can understand
so anyway,
that.
what else is going on in today's news?
And all I'm saying is this. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with natural hair. My wife has been natural,
Your
ever
wife
since
is
I've
gorgeous. Yeah.
Right, ever since I've known her, she's have natural hair. I'm just saying, as a person,
Do something with it.
do something with
Yeah,
it.
no,
I'm saying,
I'm not
take care of your
talking
hair.
about going
Take care of
around
yourself.
look- yeah.
Right. Just don't put, because I before I was married, I did have a short-term relationship with a woman she loved just putting on a wig and never did anything with her real hair.
Preach. Yeah, there you
And
go.
it's like when
Yeah.
she did take it off, I'm like, what the, you ain't did nothing with that in years. She's like, no, that's why I put on a wig. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, you need to do.
You gotta take care of
Take
it,
care
yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
because when you wake up, I'm gonna see that. And it's like, do you see what I'm looking at? Take care of that.
Marty.
And that's all I'm
I
saying.
can't even segue into the next segment.
And I guess that's the, when I just realized the other day when I was listening to another podcast and they're talking about a kept man,
Yeah.
and why women like. Actually, this is what the story
let's
was.
stay on here, 'cause
Here
you're
was
getting
a
ready to go
question,
somewhere I
and it
wanna
was
talk
interesting,
about.
and here was an interesting statement they were saying, because the question was, why do women single women are attracted to married men?
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying because the man is you see the man as a kept man.
Yeah.
He is. He takes care of himself or whatever.
And that's my work.
Right.
Exactly. As a married woman.
But at the same time, that's what the statement was because the relationship, they work to get him to that
Yeah,
part.
that's true.
But the single woman she's not really ready to work towards that.
Right.
She wants the man that's already there.
Right.
She'll meet the man that's not the kept, but won't work to him to get to that
That's true.
point.
That's true.
So it's in a sense where you want that instant gratification.
Yeah.
I want that person.
Yeah.
But understand it takes time to build to
But
that
there
person.
are some guys that I'm sure even like you're a sharp guy. Granted
Some days.
he's wearing a t-shirt and some sweats right now. However, Marty, when he does his thing, like literally, he has a sharp haircut. You have nice clothes and stuff like that, and you kind of know how to dress and stuff. There are some guys that don't know how to do that, and that's okay. And that's where a wife or a girlfriend can come in handy. Why are you laughing?
Well, we'll finish your thought. I'll
So
follow it
anyway,
up.
the
I'll
reason
tell
why
you.
I say that is because me and my husband went out to a little get together,
Mm-hmm.
and he had on these really nice, slacks, and he had on a nice print shirt, and it had a little collar up and stuff like that, and his hair had a little, he had his hair kind of combed back or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so my friend was saying, "Oh wow, your husband cleans up nice," because usually they see him in a Don's Tree Service shirt and
Right.
jeans or boots or whatever. But I will tell you this: when me and my husband, before we were married, went out for like a little casual outing that you could wear shorts at, right?
Mm-hmm.
This man came out with khaki shorts, white socks, pulled up his calf,
Mm-hmm.
and some brown loafer type shoes. and a shirt and the khaki is easy to match. Like anything goes with khaki, but what the shirt he was wearing literally was like a tie-dye print type shirt.
That just was not.
And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, what's wrong? I was like, sweetheart, you can't. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. And so, you know, I went back and, you know, we revisited that outfit.
You know what?
But
that's that
over
grooming,
time,
right?
He started picking out stuff that he knew that I would like, or either I'll pick out some clothes and buy them for him. And so it did take work to get there. And you're right, some women are attracted to men that are married because they're kept and they're not willing to do the work
to get them.
But the guy has to be bringing something to the table.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, but
my husband brought hard work ethic, honesty,
it's something
loyalty,
that you work together
kindness.
with. You work together with. I'm saying I had the same thing with my wife. I'm saying being a minister and having her, because she's like, I didn't sign up to be a first lady.
Yeah.
You know, so she comes to certain events and I'm like, no, take your little behind back home, dress like that. You know, because the stuff was like, right, you know, just basically like, wait a minute, what the?
Well, she got the body for it. His wife is really petite and
but I wanted to go back to, but she called me out, just a sidebar, she called me out because I dressed more relaxed today. Because she's always in a sweatshirt every day with a and so I was like, I'm trying to get my little relaxed look too, you know. So I'm like, well, maybe I get she got the sweatshirt, I'm gonna get the sweat, because like last week, even though y'all didn't see that, and I had the same sweatsuit on, just a different color, you know. So I tried to come back with, honestly, it's the same place, because that's why I got this one, because I was like, I look good in that one, so I got the matching top over there. But anyway,
this week's looked different than what he did last week, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Usually Marty is sharp, but go ahead.
But so in other words, she's saying I'm raggedy.
No,
today.
You're not raggedy
but
today.
So, but do me this favor, y'all can go online.
Yeah.
And you just tell me if well, never mind, because y'all might hurt my feelings.
No, go online. Seriously, guys. Also, by the way, we are trying to get some more YouTube subscribers. We need your help with that, and I'm asking for your help. Hell, right. I'm begging for your help. When you get a chance, okay, Marty said we ain't begging, but anyway, I'm saying if you go to YouTube and look up Donnie, D-O-N-I, Donnie Jones Live, like, share, and subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to us. And if you're watching it right now on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We love it. It kind of helps us with the algorithms, and you know, we'd appreciate it. And if you're driving,
just remember Donnie Jones Live. Yeah. So when you get home, go ahead.
If you're driving, just pull over now.
And you can even send us a chat and just and say if you like it, don't like it.
And tell us what you feel about the show. We appreciate it. We really do. So going back to what you were saying about being kept, even if that is what the woman, like single women, are attracted to. I just think they got to understand that's a losing battle going after a married man. I just want to put that out there because you said it as if that's an option. You know, I know it's not. I know you being a married man, it's not an option. But
my hands already full with my wife and girlfriend. It's tied up. Yeah, they're both the same person. Okay, just to clarify, they both the same person. My wife is my girlfriend. You know, we always dating. You know, she live on one side of the house, I live on the other side of the house, and we just meet and date, and then, you know, you go home, I don't want to talk to you tomorrow, you know, give a day or two off, you know. So I'm always dating. My wife is my girlfriend. Just so we're clear.
I don't even know where to go right now, because we got a few more minutes in next.
No, I'm saying, don't you and your husband still date? I'm saying,
we do.
Because I'm saying, my spouse for me is more than just my wife. She's my best friend.
Yeah,
you know, I'm dating,
too.
do all that other kind of stuff. So,
yeah. And it's funny you should say that, because my husband really is my best friend, you know, and yesterday I went to some friends' houses because my husband wasn't home yet, you know, and
no, go ahead.
They're another couple that we're friends with. So, and they were like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm waiting for my buddy to come home. You know? And I just said it just like that because I consider him not just my husband, he's considered my buddy also, my pal.
I'll say that. My best friend, but that's
best friend and buddy are the same thing.
My little headache. My little headache. Yep.
Okay, don't go to Marty for relationship advice. Clearly.
No, I'll tell you straight up now, y'all don't need to be together. You know.
Anywho, what else is going on in the world that we need to chit chat about?
You know,
that won't make me mad.
So, what's going on in Georgia right now, if you've been in Iraq somewhere, it's the Arbery trial where the three gentlemen are on trial for seeing this black man pretty much run down the street. And they're saying, okay, something's wrong with him. And you know, I really don't understand, because they really tried to get his attention. They just, they had, of course, they were in a big pickup truck with guns and a Confederate flag saying, "Hey, stop it, we're going to shoot you, blow your blip, blip head off."
Right.
And I don't understand why he didn't just stop and, just say, "What do you want?"
Right.
Granted, they tried to run him off the road.
Got it.
And they was tracking him down with the truck.
Exactly.
But, so their plea is self-defense, because, when they finally ran him off the road, was approaching him with the shotgun, he reached and tried to grab the shotgun. And I can see that aggressiveness now of him.
Right.
So, and even they said that he tried to get in the truck when they was running him off.
Yeah.
He almost tried to touch the side of the door.
Hold that thought. I want to talk a little bit about that because I had obviously not a similar situation because my daughter's still alive, but I had a situation that I had to deal with talking about aggressiveness. But
because your neighborhood, I remember that. Was that when
him? So anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. You're listening to
Did
Donnie
you ever
Jones
jog in this
Live with
neighborhood?
Donnie Jones and Marty McFly.
No.
We'll be right back.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey guys, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. We are an Atlanta-based tree service serving all of Metro Atlanta. And you know what? We proudly serve the underserved. And not only that, when we cut down your trees, we don't charge extra for cleaning up. So give us a call at 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE. Check out Don's Tree Service online or at www.donstree.com.
Don's Tree Service.
Hey, this is Marty McFly. Now, if you've listened to the show, there's not a secret. I'm a minister. I'm actually a pastor of a church, a wonderful church in East Point, Georgia, called St. Mark Lutheran Church. And what I want to do is invite you to one of our services, or any of our services. See, our service is online, on YouTube, and it's free. You ain't got to pay for it. You ain't even got to do offering. But I invite you to share with me in worship, and just check it out. If you like it, subscribe. And you can actually send me a message or a question. But it's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer. You can actually log on right now and have church with me. That's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer.
Hi, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Get your copy of this inspiring book by Donnie Jones, entitled From Failure to Fabulous, available now on Amazon and DonnieJonesLive.com.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Marty McFly, that's right now trying to keep my composure. Cause see, if y'all don't see the behind the scene things over here.
They don't see behind the scenes.
And Donnie's just having a field day today. She don't talk about my outfit. She don't been messing with me about the recording stuff, and then she gonna turn around and ask all these kind of questions like, well, why don't you check the batteries? And then she goes, well,
I'm not the one that recorded two sessions that didn't get recorded. But anyway, I just do sales.
So yeah.
So anywho,
how are our sales? Sorry. Anyway. Sorry.
Touche. Stuff is still getting paid for though.
Yeah, that's true.
So anywho, as for what you don't know what he's talking about, we own a company called Vast Productions.
Yeah.
And Marty does amazing work when it comes to production, as far as, so if you're a church or a business or a singer or artist or whatever.
No
whatever.
Singers. No singers.
You don't want singers?
No more singers.
No video, no.
Certain things, no. Because people
you
that
can't say that. You got artists right now that are clients.
That are going to be my last clients that are artists.
You literally have singers that are clients that listen to this
show.
show.
That are going to be my last ones. I'm saying the ones that are in are in.
Okay.
The ones that are in are in.
I need to speak. Okay, good deal. All righty.
Okay. All right. So the ones that are on radio, just so y'all know, we have engineers that are talking to us, behind screen. So if y'all see Donnie just stop and just start saying, "Okay, I need to turn up."
That was my fault.
She just, So now that we were talking, my mind kind of went away. But no.
You don't want to do singers.
At the end of the day, it's like certain times where you have to move and shift your I guess your client base,
Yeah.
you know, certain things that you say, okay, at this point, I'm not going to deal with this anymore.
Okay.
You know, so I'm going to, not saying beneath, but it's
Yeah.
like, you know what, I've graduated from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and like where I'm at right now, I'm dealing with a lot of bigger projects.
Yeah.
You know,
But
and
you
the projects are
can't neglect
moving.
your smaller customers.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
it's
no,
like,
no,
even
no.
with
The
tree
ones that,
service-
and I'll say like this, the ones that I started with,
Yeah.
I still stay with.
That's
You
good.
know, so I'm not leaving them.
Right.
But I'm just saying I'm not going out trying to find
Right.
more because it's like this.
But
if
I don't
got-
want to hear people. I don't want people to get the wrong message that you don't want the smaller clients, because we do value the smaller clients. We want the small businesses.
Yeah.
We want opportunities from people that might have a nonprofit organization.
Does Don's
or
Tree
somebody-
Service cut grass?
Don't cut grass, but I do small customers. I do smaller projects and
Right.
stuff like that.
So in the same kind of aspect, and
Yeah.
I'm not, and so in a sense, I'm not minimizing what it is. It's just like this. I want to give a quality service
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And
So there are some clients you won't take on. Got it.
I'm saying, and I will probably recommend to you someone else
Yeah.
that can help you. But you know, certain ones is like,
So
especially.
you're not taking singers now.
Well,
Got
you
it.
know, put it like this: I'm getting picky with that because I don't know, you know, and I'm being honest because what I've dealt with in the
Yeah.
past is certain artists who don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
They will say, "Can you help me out? Help me out. Help
Right.
me out."
If they start with, "Can
and
you
then
help me
and
out?"
you give them a low rate. Those are the ones that are the real divas.
Yeah.
That will be in there for 15, 20 hours doing the same thing over and over
Yeah.
again. And it's like it's the same exact thing,
Yeah.
you know, and now you're wasting my
Absolutely.
time almost.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, well, can you mix and master that?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, look, I will help you out as much as I
Right.
can. And then it's, well, that's not that quality.
Yeah.
Can you have, and it's like, then they want the production
So
of.
in other words, guys, if somebody comes to you and they want the hookup
I ain't
and you
hollering
own a
at you.
business,
I ain't out.
just know that there's going to be some drama in the end. So just decide what he's saying is be specific and picky
Now,
about what
if
you
it's
do want
if
to do
it's
and what
a
you don't want
if
to
you're
do.
thinking of a project of like a documentary,
Yeah.
you know, some video production stuff, and I'm saying, and really, it's like, just call me, we'll talk.
Absolutely.
But I'd rather give you, instead of just saying yes.
Right.
I'm at a point now that I think it's better to do a service for your client to say no.
Absolutely.
You know, versus saying
No,
yes.
Going back to entrepreneurship, because that's
Yep.
usually what this segment is about. Know
Uh-huh.
who your client is. No,
Yeah.
But that brings to. Were you finished with that thought, or were you going?
Probably.
Another? Okay. I wanted to know. We ended the last segment, and we were gonna go into a subject, but we forgot. So we'll think about it and come back to it next week.
Yeah.
But I know that before the show we had talked about some of the things that we want to do as a company and
Mm-hmm.
what we see as a trend with entrepreneurship. And it seems like, especially over the last year and a half or so, a lot of people have jumped on the entrepreneur bandwagon.
Uh-huh.
But and I would even say for just people that have been entrepreneurs for a long time, one of the things we were talking about was doing the work. And the thing that made me think about that is this morning, I went and worked out with a trainer. And for those of you who know that I've been on this journey for a while, and I've got a lady that has helped me out tremendously, but I haven't been back to her because she's on the other side of town. So I thought, well, you know what? Today I want to get really serious because I've been doing my walking and I do a few little weights on my own, and I'll do a little plank or whatever, but my weight's not moving as fast as I want. So I said, well, you know what? I'm going to go to a trainer this morning. I'm going to go to one of the classes that they offer at my gym, Lifetime Fitness. And I went to this class, and let me tell you something. I was struggling through that class. It was harder than anything that I put myself through. And it actually made me think about the trainer that I work with on the other side of town. She puts me through harder work than I would normally do.
Carla
Yeah,
Fields,
Carla
yes.
Fields. So if you guys ever need a good trainer,
Oh,
Carla
that
Fields
was
Fitness.
hilarious. You know what? If y'all want to see Donnie really do a real workout,
Yeah.
go and pull up the Donnie Jones show with Carla Fields.
Yeah, Carla Jones.
And you can see all the sweat just
Carla
bubbling.
Fields. I was sweating.
And she was praying for me to do a cut, like
Yes,
you know,
I said,
she wanted me to
"Cut."
stop.
I was like,
no.
don't film this
I'm
because I was
filming it.
just sweaty and gross. But the
Wait.
reason why I mentioned that, your thing fell off. The reason why I'm mentioning that is because we do that in our business. We know that we need to do the hard work in our business. We need to do the heavy lifting in our business to get the result, but then we don't do it. And we'll watch videos, we'll watch webinars.
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself on how to do certain things, whether it's social media, I'm talking to myself, or whether it's how to, brand yourself. We know what to do, but then we don't do it.
Yeah.
And there is no getting around doing the hard work. You've got to do the hard work to get the results. And here's the funny thing. Once you start doing the hard work, you'll find that it gets easier. There's certain aspects of my business right now that are just easy because I'm used to doing it. But at first it was hard. So, and I'm sure you probably find that in ministry too.
Yeah, that's ministry, but that's life too. And so it's not, what you can apply to entrepreneurship, you can apply to your life too.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will listen to self-help books. A lot of people listen to sermons, but then they don't apply the things that they listen to.
That's right.
They listen and say, oh, that was a great book, or that was a great sermon, or that was a great message, even a great quote.
Yeah.
But then they won't turn around and apply that to their life. So in business, you need to do that. Don't just get educated. Utilize the education that you get.
That's right. And there are a lot of people that are educated, but they're not doing anything with the educated.
Educated but ignorant. Really. I'm saying, because if you don't apply it, it's just stored information. But utilize it. And sometimes, I would also say this: stress not. Stress not.
Yeah.
That.
Okay. You're so funny. Go ahead.
My whole train of thought just. So for those that are on radio, okay, and can't see this, because we're gonna have to talk. Because see, there's so many things that go on in production, and it used to be behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I need to stay in my lane.
Well, yeah, because now there's things that's going on during the show. Like Donnie's checking mics and like, oh, is this? Does this work? And I'm in the middle of talking, and she's like, and they're throwing signs up, like up, down.
I'm checking the wrong mic, actually.
Yeah,
the mic that we need is actually working, right?
And that's one of those, like, okay, let's focus on the show, because people don't see all that. But anyway,
go ahead.
The point of the whole matter is, what we were saying is, don't just study. What I was gonna say is, no. Always educate yourself, because you never know what tool you will need later on down the road.
Right.
But start working on your change now. And these great quotes, these great messages that speak to you, utilize them, even if you need to write them down, so you can see them tomorrow.
Right.
Because
and write your goals down. That's
right.
a lot of. It even talks about it. Now I don't know how it's worded in the Bible, but it's something about making it plain or make it seen or something like that, because it's over there. But I know, as a business person, I'll ask Marty how to explain it.
Write the vision, make it plain.
Make the vision and make it plain. There you go. Write the vision and make it plain. Well, it's the same thing with your goals. You've got to write your goals down. And then you have to take action steps to make those goals happen. You can't just write them down and then go eat a sandwich. You got to write them down and then do the work that it takes to make them happen.
Unless you were diabetic, write it down, eat a sandwich, take your insulin, then go start working it. Just wanted to throw that out there. Don't skip food. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to cover everybody. But no, write your visions, make them plain, but then act upon them.
Act upon them,
And it doesn't mean that you got to try to conquer Rome in a night, but just start working on those small steps, one at a time.
And if you want some real advice on how to do that, there's a book out called From Failure to Fabulous by yours truly, Donnie Jones. And you can go check it out on Amazon, or you can go to DonnieJonesLive.com and get a copy. But guys, for real, we joke a lot, but we are passionate about helping the listeners. We want you guys to listen to this show, get something from this show, and then be able to share that information with other people. Another book I want to talk about real quick, I'm not going to talk about it, but I suggest you get it. It's called Mindset by Carol Dweck. And the reason why I want to mention that book is, it's one thing to tell somebody to do the work, but it's another thing for them to believe that they can do the work and get better. And a lot of people have the mindset that they can't, that they're just stuck, and you have to, in business and in life, you have to have what's called a growth mindset. Meaning you may not know how to do it right now, but you have to be able to tell yourself, I can learn how to do that, And if you do that and you approach everything in your life, everything in your business, it just makes it better.
And once you just put yourself out there and try. I spoke to a lady yesterday. I was in a meeting, and she said that somebody at her church in her office has asked her if she could make a logo, and she said she just went online and found some easy program, made it, and they liked it, and then somebody else saw what she did, and they asked her, hey, would you mind making us one? We'll pay you for it. Right. And next thing you know, she is creating logos for everyone, and she's making a new career. But it's like this. Go out there and try.
Go out there and try.
You never know what you can, what
That's right.
will be blessed and grow from there.
We're going to take another break.
Yes.
You're listening to Donnie the Tree Lady.
And hopefully we don't get into it throughout the break.
So bad. You're listening to Donnie Jones Live with Donnie the Tree Lady.
And that guy, me. Marty McFly. We'll be back.
Yeah.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey guys, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. We are an Atlanta-based tree service serving all of Metro Atlanta. And you know what? We proudly serve the underserved. And not only that, when we cut down your trees, we don't charge extra for cleaning up. So give us a call at 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE. Check out Don's Tree Service online or at www.donstree.com.
Don's Tree Service.
Hey, this is Marty McFly. Now, if you've listened to the show, there's not a secret I'm a minister. I'm actually a pastor of a church, a wonderful church in East Point, Georgia, called St. Mark Lutheran Church. And what I want to do is invite you to one of our services, or any of our services. See, our service is online, on YouTube, and it's free. You ain't got to pay for it. You ain't even got to do offering. But I invite you to share with me in worship, and just check it out. If you like it, subscribe. And you can actually send me a message or a question. But it's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer. You can actually log on right now and have church with me. That's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer.
Hi, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Get your copy of this inspiring book by Donnie Jones, entitled From Failure to Fabulous, available now on Amazon and DonnieJonesLive.com.
It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Welcome back to Donnie Jones Live.
Yeah,
You are
oh my
listening to
goodness.
Donnie the Tree Lady,
You
who's
know,
very happy right now with Mr. Marty McFly.
Every time that I think you can just never amaze me, you just
thank
shoot
you.
a little bit farther up.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank
And
you.
while we were doing break, Donnie made a statement that just made me we were talking to one of our engineers here, and it was something that happened that I thought she was going to use a word that she normally never ever use. I've never heard her use or anything like that.
Right.
But it was a thought of like, she's like, I don't be around people that ever use those
That's
kind
not
of words.
true. I didn't say, no, I said I don't use that word.
Right, and I
then
said,
I
I
said
know.
he's probably not around people that use the potty language.
And I said that he probably have, and you said then she wanted to put it in like location and region, like, well, no, he's from Douglasville, and you're from Douglas. People don't talk like, and I'm like, yes, they do, and they're like, well, y'all are Christian people, y'all don't, and I'm like, do you know that most Christian people cuss
I'm
more
taking
than?
into account you're a pastor also.
Right, and do you know how many? I'm a pastor, so yes, I cuss because I'm a
Keep
pastor.
a real pastor.
I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of my members cuss, and it's not that.
The MF does not mean Marty McFly. It means something else. No,
Sometimes you're right. It's a different. You
we
did
getting
what?
kicked off the radio next week in Greenville. I'm telling you.
Especially somebody come up to me and ask me, well, Pastor, can you give us $2,500? We need to pay our light bill.
Yeah.
MF, no. Just you ain't been in church in 2 years and you gonna come no. But all joking aside, but no, people in church and around the church community, they do say a lot of foul words.
That's true.
When I was actually first getting started in training and preaching, every once in a while I would do something that was wrong when I get out the pulpit or something like that that wasn't proper. And I had a little old lady that would come up there and whisper in my ear, don't you ever do this in the church again. Because I would cross with the wrong arm. Things like that.
Wait a minute. Whoa. What do you mean you crossed with the wrong arm?
With a sign of the cross, if you do, you do Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. If you do it the opposite way, it's like the Orthodox Church. It's like different little things that you don't think about. And honestly, I didn't think about it, and it was a larger scale. But if you go back to years, the left-handed person was almost known as an unclean person. doing. This is just common history, not just church religion, but because the right hand society back then didn't always think of things right.
Oh, that's right. You ate with your right hand and you wiped your derriere with
your left hand.
Got
so
it.
if you do things with your left hand, it was called defiling.
Gotcha.
So crossing with your left, could be seen as.
Yeah. Well, clearly we've moved beyond that because you're left-handed, right?
No, I'm right-handed.
I thought you were left-handed for some reason.
Where have you been?
I don't know. I
and
thought
then
you
she
were
thought, well,
left-handed.
we friends, right? We cool. Never. See,
You're not my friend.
I know, I can tell.
Anymore. So what else is going on in the world, Marty, since we're past the whatever we were talking about?
I don't even know.
Well, it's so funny you should ask. What else is going on in the world is things are starting to change right now. Things are starting to loosen up right now.
Yeah,
things are starting to be challenged right now. And I'm so thankful for that. You know why? Because a lot of this stuff that we've been dealing with lately has been based on craziness and not facts. So the Supreme Court has said that we need to put a pause on these ridiculous mandates. And I'm so excited about that. But you know what your president said? Bump the Supreme Court.
My president said.
He said, you cannot do that. I guess you can do that.
No, that's what our president did last week.
No, he didn't. Are you serious?
Have you been? Yeah, he went across seas, overseas, and passed gas, and they talked about that for the whole week, and it was allowed passing gas. They just they couldn't ignore, and they were talking about. Okay.
Okay, hold on. You're being serious for real. He passed gas.
Yes,
Donnie, he was with the Pope last week.
He was just at a big summit across seas with some distinguished dignitaries or whatever,
right.
and he passed gas in front of them, and they heard it and they made comments, and this has been on the news last week about.
I somehow missed that one. Well, he's not my favorite guy right now anyway. And yes, I did vote for him, but you know how you get into a relationship with somebody and then you realize, oops, they not the right guy? That's how I feel about Biden right now.
Well, did you have a choice though?
No, I didn't have a choice. Like I would still do it again if it's between that and the orange guy.
Right.
But policy-wise, I would have to think twice now. I really would have. Like, it may come to a situation where I'm going to have to hold my nose, pray, hold my stomach because I'm going to puke, and then push the lever for somebody else on the other side, because I'm not going to ever vote again for somebody that would do what he did to our country with this whole mandate thing. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now. But anyway, because I don't want to fight with you on the air. I don't want to fight with you on the air, but all I'm saying is that it's nice that we're starting to have some common sense and look at the real numbers, not the real numbers, and then gaslighting over the numbers.
You won't vote for Kamala no more? Because I thought
that
was your girl.
With me? That's my girl, but dude.
But that was the whole thing, right?
I know.
So if you don't vote for him, you're going to go against your girl?
I don't know what to do, Marty. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to do. Because if she is running, I'm going to feel compelled to vote for her, but I can't if she supports this mandate. I can't. And I can't if she's not going to listen to common sense and visit the border and try to take care of.
And all the things that she said that she was going to do that she ain't done. And I was talking about that before
You said it. If y'all have followed our show, Marty has said that there's certain things about Kamala that, looks good on the surface.
Yep.
But when you look behind closed doors, she ain't all what she
She's
says.
just back there behind the closed doors.
Just
chilling.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
So I'm struggling with that because I still want to be, as a person of color, I still want to support my girl, but I cannot support that dude. That's her president.
Support for
I
who
can't.
is the right person there.
Yeah.
And
you know what, Marty? You said that last year. And I was talking about, no, you got to vote for this side no matter what, what. And this was even before, because you were a strong supporter of Biden, but you even said prior to the election, you were like, listen, Donnie, I'm going to vote for whoever's best doing the job, and I don't care if it's right or left. And I was like, no, you can't say that. I said, no matter what, you got to vote left. I was like, no matter what, you got to vote left. And, oh, God, I can't believe I'm saying this. There's a part of me that feels, even though I know we did make the right decision, I'm admitting, I believe we made the right decision.
Oh, yes.
There's still a part of me that's like, maybe,
No. Maybe we should have had another candidate.
Yeah, maybe we should have. If there was an alternative.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that we were, at that time, we were more eager to get that one out.
Okay, so we did make the right choice.
We did make the right decision because it was more just like whoever You know, it could have been Kermit the Frog. I would have voted for him.
Okay, there you go.
You know,
there you go.
That was
it
more
was
so.
good we got him out.
Got him out. Now, okay, now that we got America great again, you know, what I'm saying with getting that person out.
The
now let's
toxins.
reshape America.
Yeah.
You know, okay, now let's go back to real elections that say, okay, who is the best
Who is
person?
the best
We got that
candidate?
one out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
not just.
Here's what I would
Yeah.
say. In this upcoming election in the next couple of years,
Yeah.
we are not going to be able to vote based on party lines anymore. We're going to have to be based on who's the best for the job. And I don't care if they're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, or whatever.
Yeah.
And especially people of color.
Yeah.
We have got to really think about who we've been loyal to and what the ramifications of what they do are. We've
Yeah.
got to look at how they've treated people in the community that we consider leaders or considered people that we respect, and how they turn around and disrespect those people in the name of their agenda. Namely, people like Dave Chappelle, namely people like
You know what?
Kevin Hart,
I don't.
people like-
I'm not even. Those entertainers, I don't care about them.
Okay.
Okay. Dave Chappelle, you know, fabulous dude, smart dude, brilliant. You know,
brilliant,
and I know about his stand up, but the thing is, if he didn't do what he was trying to do, you wouldn't be talking about it.
That's true.
You know,
That's
so
true.
but that's entertainment.
Yeah.
What politician? What is your track record? What have you
Yeah.
actually done? You know, for the community.
Okay, to be more specific,
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing for the community?
For the
Yeah.
community, for, you know, the commonwealth of people.
Yeah.
You know, and not just because I'm a pastor.
Yeah.
You know, vote for me. No, what is your real track record?
Yeah.
And, you know,
And
can
also
you-
having a respect. Like, even though I
Yeah.
don't go to church, you know, but I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God. And I believe that God is important in my life. I'm going to
Sorry about
hurt
that.
him.
Whatever, you got to put a disclaimer into it.
No,
you
because-
know, just like,
because
I'm not
people-
rachist, but,
No,
you know,
whatever.
I'm not a religious, I don't go to church.
I'm not religious.
But I do love God,
I want
right?
to say this before we go off the air.
Yeah, uh-huh.
We need to have people that respect people of faith
Yes.
in the pulpit.
Oh,
In the
yes.
pulpit, not the pulpit. I mean, in the White House.
Yeah.
And we need
And
to
the
have
pulpit,
people,
though.
and we also have to embrace the fact that there are going to be people that don't believe the way we believe.
Right.
So if you're on the right and you think you got our vote just because you're a person of faith, and there's a lot of people in the black community who are person of faith, no, that's not going to fly either. You've got to be open-minded to the fact that there are people that are going to believe differently than you, or might be
Right.
part of another faith than you. But you've got to be able to find a way to embrace them and implement policies that are for all of America.
Everyone.
And not just
Right.
one
Don't,
segment.
don't cater to just one segment, and you have to look at the totality of America.
Yeah.
Not just the religious right, you know, not just the,
The liberal left.
Pentecostals, the
Yeah.
liberal left, you know,
Yeah.
but we need the one that's going to lead
Yeah.
everyone.
Yes.
You know, so, but I think we did do the right thing last
Yeah.
time. You know,
I think we did.
I think we voted right for the situation that we were dealing with.
Yeah.
We voted because
yeah.
when we vote for an incoming president, we're voting on the promise,
Yeah.
okay, of what you can do.
Yeah.
After those 4 years, we vote on what you've done. You know,
that's right, yeah.
So now Biden, all we got is what you've done these last couple of years.
Yeah.
So you really, if somebody else comes up there that's a strong one that I can believe in,
Yeah.
then you may not have my vote. And
Yeah.
Miss Harris,
I can tell you right now, he ain't got my vote.
Miss Harris, sorry, boo boo. You ain't
know,
had
that's a tough one
I
for
told you,
me.
if she lost the president, why you gonna put her on the ticket? She's already.
I know. But anyway, guys, we've got to get going. But just do your research.
Yes.
Read, educate
And don't
yourself.
just go on social media and think
Exactly,
that that's
no.
well, I don't like him because of Facebook said that he.
Right,
No,
right.
go
Read.
really do some.
And look at
get
their
involved.
track record.
Yeah.
And think about community, think about family, think about faith, think about businesses, think about everything, and
And
then
think about
make a decision.
and think about coming back next week and checking us out, and think about going online and liking us
like,
and
share,
subscribe.
Donnie Jones Live,
Yep.
DONI-JONES. You're listening to Donnie Jones Live. I'm Donnie the Tree Lady.
Yeah, and I'm glad the show over. I'm
It
Marty
is
McFly.
over.
Because me and her gonna fight. Anyway, love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed week.
It's Donnie Jones
Yeah.
Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live. It's Donnie Jones Live, Donnie Jones Live.
Hey guys, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. We are an Atlanta-based tree service serving all of Metro Atlanta. And you know what? We proudly serve the underserved. And not only that, when we cut down your trees, we don't charge extra for cleaning up. So give us a call at 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE. Check out Don's Tree Service online or at www.donstree.com.
Don's Tree Service.
Hey, this is Marty McFly. Now, if you've listened to the show, there's not a secret. I'm a minister. I'm actually a pastor of a church, a wonderful church in East Point, Georgia, called St. Mark Lutheran Church. And what I want to do is invite you to one of our services, or any of our services. See, our service is online, on YouTube, and it's free. You ain't got to pay for it. You ain't even got to do offering. But I invite you to share with me in worship, and just check it out. If you like it, subscribe. And you can actually send me a message or a question. But it's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer. You can actually log on right now and have church with me. That's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer.
Hi, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of my book, From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my story about taking my life from being an abject failure to building a fabulous life that I absolutely love. And I'm hoping that you'll take the time to check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
Get your copy of this inspiring book by Donnie Jones entitled From Failure to Fabulous. Available now on Amazon and DonnieJonesLive.com.
Go another day, got what to do, ends to make, but I'm just thankful for what I've got. I've been down to dollar one, but I know where my help comes from. Right on time, ain't that just like God? I see blessings falling out of nowhere, and I'm thinking, ain't that just like God? Ain't that just like God? The world is changing, but your love holds me steady. And I'm thinking, ain't that just like God? Oh, ain't that just like God? I've had sunny days when people try throwing shade, and I've had to hide the tears I cried. They say sticks and stones may break your bones, and words don't hurt your soul. And even though the scars are deep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Blessings falling out of nowhere, and I'm thinking, ain't that just like God? Ain't that just like God? The world is changing, but your love holds me steady. And I'm thinking, ain't that just like God? Oh, ain't that just like God? Miracle after miracle somehow. So many falling, I just can't keep count. I see blessings falling out of nowhere. I'm thinking, the world is changing, but your love holds me steady. And I'm thinking, ain't that like God? Oh, ain't that just like God?
Hey, this is Marty McFly. Now, if you've listened to the show, there's not a secret. I'm a minister. I'm actually a pastor of a church, a wonderful church in East Point, Georgia, called St. Mark Lutheran Church. And what I want to do is invite you to one of our services or any of our services. See, our service is online on YouTube and it's free. You ain't got to pay for it. You ain't even got to do offering. But I invite you to share with me in worship, and just check it out. If you like it, subscribe. And you can actually send me a message or a question. But it's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer. You can actually log on right now and have church with me. That's St. Mark Lutheran Church with Minister Marty Ringer.